Hey everyone, Tenja here, and today we're going to take a look at May 26th to June 3rd and see exactly what I did in World of Warcraft this week. Starting off, I've been working a lot on the remix still. This week I finished up buying all the class-specific 3-piece armor sets and weapon transmogs for all the classes. Now I'm onto the tier sets, and hopefully in a week or two I have them finished up. I haven't been doing too much in retail because I've been concentrating on remix so heavily, but I did make it into my weekly mount farms, so let's check them out and see exactly how I did. Like normal, the first thing I went after was the Scythe of the Unmaker, and of course this drops in Endorse the Burning Throne, and since I'm after the red version, I have to do this on Mythic. So once I got over there and made sure I was set to Mythic, I headed in, and I worked my way back to Argus the Unmaker. So I took him out pretty quick. That gave me attempt number 112 on the site, but again I didn't see it drop again this week, so I'll have to come back here next week, and hopefully I have a little better luck then. Now I started my mount farms, and first up was the Cartel Master's Gearglider. This is the only 5-man dungeon mount I need yet, and this particular one drops out of Tassavesh. So I headed over there, and I made sure I was set to Mythic. I worked my way back to Solia, and I took him down. And this week I got attempt number 12 on the mount. It's another one I didn't see drop, so I'll be back here next week. The next mount I went after was G.M.O.D. For this you have to do Battle for Dazar'alor, and depending on what version you do, determines who will drop the mount. Elevar, Normal, and Heroic, it drops off of Jaina Proudmoore. On Mythic it will drop off of High Tinker or Mechatork. I've been doing it on Elevar, just because it's quick and easy. So once I get in there, and I take Jaina down, this week I got attempt number 43 on her mount. I didn't see it drop, so I'll be back here again next week. The next mount I went after was the Glacial TideStorm. Again, this is done in Battle for Dazar'alor, but it can only be done on Mythic, and it will drop off of Jaina Proudmoore at the end. So I headed over, took the skip back to Jaina, and took her down. This gave me attempt number 41 on the mount, and to my shock, it dropped. And here it is. It's a pretty unique looking mount as you can see. My solo farms aren't always the best for obtaining mounts, but once in a while they do pay off, and this week it paid off pretty darn big. The next mount I went after was the Sanctum Gloomcharger. This drops in the Sanctum of Domination on any version, and it drops off the 9. This week I just hopped into a Mythic group on LFR, and we worked our way back to the 9 and took them down. It gave me attempt number 24, but I didn't see it drop, so I'm gonna have to come back here next week. Next on my list was Vengence. This again drops in the Sanctum of Domination, so I just continued with my group that I had just farmed up the Sanctum Gloomcharger for. Vengence drops off Sylvanas Windrunner, and she is the final boss in the Sanctum of Domination. Once we got back to her, her fight's a little bit long, because there's a lot of RP in it, but we take her down pretty quick. This gave me attempt number 9 on this mount this week. I didn't see it drop, so I'll have to come back here next week. Next on my list was the Zareth Overseer. This drops in Sepulchre of the first one, in the Mythic version. I'm not able to solo this yet, so I have to find a group in LFR. Once I do find a group, we head in, and we take down the Jailer. Doing so gave me attempt number 10 this week. It's another mount I didn't see, so I'll be back here again next week. Finally, my last farm of the week was my multi-character farm, and this week it was for the head of Mimiron. If you're not sure, my multi-character farm is where I take 13 characters every week to the same raid or instance till I get the item or mount I'm looking for to drop. So let's take a look and see how I did in this week. Well, there we are. After 13 weeks, the mount did drop. And here it is. It's not a bad looking mount. It's not one I was too excited about though. So I'm hoping it has a good dynamic flying animation for it, and maybe I'll get a little use out of it. And just in case you're wondering, this week's Transmog is the Crimson Gladiator's plate armor. This is Dragonflight Season 1 armor, and at the moment you can't get this. But when War Within hits, I would assume like every other expansion, you'll be able to come back and buy this set. I do really like this set. I think they did a good job on the design of it, and if you were lucky enough during Season 1 to have a decent rating, you could buy the Elite version, which will never come back around, and that's quite a shame. I personally never PvP enough to get these, and they do have some nice looking Elite sets that they add in every season. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. You can click on subscribe. Thanks for coming by and watching it. I'm going to send a hi out to my best friend, and you all take care.